Hey, mushroom enthusiasts, I hope you all are well today. If you don't know me, my name is Silas, aka Nuts Mycology. Throughout my mycology journey, mushrooms have changed my life for the better. Led me to wonder, how did this whole mushroom movement start? I dug into it and wanted to share with everyone the recorded history of psychoactive mushrooms. So let's dive into this together. The first stop of our journey is prehistoric times. Like most journeys I've gone through, it starts out pretty rocky, with some of the earliest evidence found in rock art dating back to 9000 to 7000 BCE in Tassili, Algeria. These ancient drawings are believed to depict the use of psychedelic mushrooms and the profound transformations they induced. Similarly, rock art in Spain suggests that mushroom psilocybe hispanica was part of religious rituals 6,000 years ago. The use of these psychoactive fungi that we have grown to love was particularly significant among the native people of Mesoamerica. To the Aztecs, the mushrooms were so revered that they were called Tiamat, divine flesh, or mushroom of the gods. They believed it facilitated religious communion, divination, and healing. A statue from the 200 CE, strongly resembling psilocybe mexicana, was found in a tomb in Colima, Mexico. The Aztecs and Mazatecs had many names for these fungi, referring them to genius mushrooms, divinatory mushrooms, or wondrous mushrooms. The use of tianatical mushrooms was so reportedly served at the coronation of the Aztec ruler Moctezuma II in 1502. So we only have known records of these mushrooms from about 6,000 years ago. It makes me wonder what role they have played in even earlier times. This next section is about the suppression and survival of these mushrooms. Following the Spanish conquest of Mesoamerica, Catholic missionaries quickly moved to suppress these indigenous traditions of consuming the divine mushroom. They viewed the use of hallucinogenic plants and mushrooms as a form of idolatry, believing that mushrooms allowed people to communicate with demons. Despite this intense persecution, the tradition of divine mushrooms survived, persisting in even remote areas of Mexico. So now let's jump into more modern times. Fast forward to the late 18th century when the first mention of hallucinogenic mushrooms in medical literature appeared in London in 1799. It described how a family in London experienced immoderate laughter and other effects after a father served them psilocybe simulacida mushrooms for breakfast. The modern era of psilocybin research truly kicked off in the mid 20th century in 1955. American executive banker R. Gordon Wasson and his wife Valentina Pavlovna Wasson became the first known Westerners to participate in a traditional mushroom ceremony in Mexico. Their experience was so profound that they published an article about it in Life magazine in 1957, bringing the psychedelic experience to a mainstream American audience. The article caught the attention of Albert Hofmann, the Swiss chemist who had famously synthesized LSD. Inspired, he isolated and identified the active compounds in these mushrooms in 1958, psilocybin and psilocin. Watson's work also inspired Harvard psychologist Timothy Leary after his own experience with the mushrooms. He and his colleague Richard Alpert started the Harvard Psilocybin Project. They conducted groundbreaking studies on psilocybin's effects, including an experiment on prisoners that showed a reduced recidivism rate. After their dismissal from Harvard, Leary and Alpert began to promote the psychedelic experience to the emerging hippie counterculture. This popularization, along with the work of other prominent figures like Terence McKenna, fueled a global explosion in the use of psilocybin mushrooms. Today, while the legal status of psilocybin mushrooms remains complex, ever-changing issue, their use has persisted among various indigenous groups in Mexico and has been rediscovered by many in the modern world. Many states are pushing for decriminalization of this plant medicine, and we have seen benefits in our home state. In summary, we only know a small portion of the history of psychoactive mushrooms. I am very glad to be able to share what I was able to find and what we do currently know. Personally, I feel as though we are making history. Let's continue to bring the community together and change the world's perspective on this magical fungi. I could say for me, getting into this hobby has been life-changing, and it appears to be so for many others. Thank you for your time today, and much love, y'all.